And we back with another banger. Okay, I always wanted to have an intro. Y'all got intros for y'all stuff?
Oh yeah.
No?
Welcome
Y'all
to
do?
Beauty by Florida.
Oh, period. Okay, as y'all can see, we got the young guns out here. We are back for a round 2 of not just legacy cultivation, but round 2 with our wonderful panelists. And we do have a newbie on the side, Miss Shakalin. We welcome you to this round, and thank you all for staying with us. Thank you all for still tuning in with us. I hope that the first panel gave you a lot of gems, gave you a lot of teaching, because they was talking that talk. So we are praying that this next panel will give you exactly what you are looking for. So continue to stay tuned and be active in the chat. If you have questions, put them in there. If you got comments and concerns, put them in there as well. We'll definitely tap in with you. But before we get into questions and everything, would you all mind just introducing yourselves, giving your name, giving your business name, and what exactly it is that you do?
Brand new.
It's definitely giving fresh meat.
Okay. Is this on? Okay. So hi, my name is Shakalin, but I go by Kay. I am a licensed esthetician here in Palm Beach County and Broward County. Well, the state of Florida, but I work in Palm Beach County and Broward County.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Sean Boone from West Palm Beach, Florida, owner of Boone Financial, co-owner of Social House West Palm Beach, co-owner of Next Gen Up Empowerment, co-owner of Illusion Clothing, EC77. So my main, not a jack of all trades, but we get the job done.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Wait, I forgot to say I am the owner of K Aesthetics.
There you go. Talk about it. Tell them who you are.
There we go. Thanks for that.
Okay. Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Imani Williams. I'm a personal injury attorney at Lebovic Law Group. I fight against insurance companies to help recover compensation for injured parties or clients, I should say. We handle, obviously, automobile accidents, slip and falls, premises liability. That can be a trip and fall, slip and fall, shootings, dog bites, the list goes on. Basically, if you've been injured by someone due to their negligence, call me. Thank you.
What about heartbreak? What about heartbreak?
Give me a call for a free consultation.
Long overdue then. All right. And here I go. I'm Clarence Brockett, owner of Brockett Financial Services, co-owner of the Legacy brand, Next Gen Up, Social House, and the list goes on and on. The jack of all
What
trades.
does Clarence not do? Okay.
I like that. I like that. Keep it going, man. That woo child.
Oh, well, I thought Ajay was going to introduce herself, but my name is Manefta. It's African, Egyptian to be specific, for beautiful and established city, but you guys can call me Neffy. I am the owner of Neff Level Planning and Events, and I'm also one of the co-owners of Social House. I'm from West Palm Beach. I'm so excited to be here tonight with all of these awesome people to share some gems with you guys. So thank you for watching.
See that unity? We said like Social House a lot, you know what I'm saying? Let's go.
All right, I'm Ken Stevens Jr., founder of the Black Agenda Firm. So where we help you turn your ideas into a business, and we specialize in business formation and business planning. So a lot of what we do is helping first-generation entrepreneurs who have no idea where they're starting at, and helping people who have started business, they probably didn't do it the right way, and helping them scale to 100K plus.
All right, y'all. So my name is Georgette Laguerre, but I go by Gigi, also known as Gigi Buys Florida. I am the owner of Gigi Buys Florida and the co-owner of GNC Flips, located here in Palm Beach County. Anything real estate wholesale, y'all know, hit me up.
Frankie Pierre Paul, founder of Different Shade of Love, which is a nonprofit organization that caters to homelessness here in South Florida. And the goal and the mission is to change the perspective of homelessness. Aside from that, I am the CEO of Frankie Pierre Paul Philanthropic Consulting Services. So anything philanthropic, that's me, I'm him. And I'm also a future mayor of Palm Beach County. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute.
Future mayor of Palm Beach County. Yeah.
Come on.
Hit me neutral.
I'll vote then.
I'll vote, man.
You got my vote.
It's on camera. It's on live. The people have seen it. We holding you accountable. Okay?
That's my word.
That's it.
Ooh,
And your word is valuable. All right. Okay, child. We
Bonafide
love to
drink.
see it. We got moguls, we got legends, we got entrepreneurs, we got business owners, we got everything up here. And because Miss Nephew wanted me to get my resume, let me go ahead and give it to y'all tonight. So my name is Ajah Johnson. I am from the Raw Riviera Beach on the good side of the tracks. All right. Shout out to the Chargers. I was a Chargerette. Shout out to them because I know Ashley mentioned it earlier. I am a therapist in Palm Beach County. I am a regional family care coordinator for a juvenile diversion program. And I'm the visionary behind the Guided Millennial, where we focus on transformation through healthy conversation. So a host, moderator, panelist, whatever you need. If it got to do with conversation, call me. We call all us, okay? There's a reason for you to call every one of us up here. So please call and use your resources. But I want to thank y'all so much for joining us tonight. I'm excited for what you guys are going to give the people. You all gave them so many gems the last time. So I'm super, super, super standing expectation that you guys are going to drop some more fire tonight. As always, I be in y'all business, okay? I be researching the wrong thing, y'all. If you ask me to do something that has anything to do with hosting a panel, I'm gonna research, okay? I'm gonna research, all right? So I know last time I kind of started off with some general questions, letting everybody kind of chime in, but I'm about to call on y'all individually for some things, okay? It's good things. I ain't getting too deep tonight. Not tonight. Any other night, if I had some sleep, I would have had y'all, but not tonight. So Imani, I'm gonna start off with you, sis. In August, you were invited into the National Black Lawyers Top 40 under 40, ma'am. Okay, can we give a round of applause to her on that? Can you tell us more about this accolade and what this means for you?
So it was very much a surprise. I wasn't expecting it. It's a nomination that's anonymous. I don't know who did it, but thank you, whoever you are. It basically just acknowledges, younger attorneys that are under 40 who have, who are making things happen in their community. So it meant a lot. It definitely meant a lot that my law firm that I'm at now supported me with that as well. They made like a whole big post. It was a very humbling experience because I want to make more nominations. I want to be like super lawyer, all of that. What it means to me is that to keep going, because I think when I found out about it, you go through things like they talked about earlier with the OGs, like people don't see what you go through behind closed doors. So, I'm always going through constant struggles of, imposter syndrome. I speak on that all the time when I have my vulnerable moments. So it hit me at a time where it's like, okay, like I'm doing something right, let me keep going. So it just encourages me to keep going, to keep doing what I'm doing, to keep growing. So maybe I'll be recognized for something even bigger. So it just means a lot, especially as a black attorney, as a black female attorney, and I want to see what I've accomplished within the next 5 years.
We're excited to see it. We are excited to see it, and it kind of showed you that people see you. They see what you do. They see how active you are in your community. They see just how much work you're putting into your brand, because you are your brand. Though you're working at a firm, you are your brand. You are, you make sure that your presence on social media and people having the resources or the accessibility to you is prominent. So shout out to people seeing you and, showing you exactly, how valuable you are.
Thank you.
Miss Neffy. Show us.
Get
She
them
been
cred.
trying to
Get them
look at
cred.
all my cue cards, y'all. She's trying to be in my business tonight. But it's okay. So you are the founder, the visionary, the CEO, the woman behind Next Level Planning and Events. Okay. Now you posted something earlier this year, and then you gave 5 reasons as to why business owners and just individuals should team up with you. Out of those 5, what would you say is the most common need for your clientele?
That is a great question. And so I would say the most common need for my clientele is accountability and execution. And so I actually had a conversation with my friend about this the other day. I have a lot of dreamers coming to me, and I love dreamers. I love the excitement that they have, but I don't like to die in the dream and ideation phase. And sometimes people, like, that's where they stay, whether unwillingly or willingly. And so I would say accountability, because sometimes they have the desire, they have the discipline, but they need that person in their corner who's like, hey, where are we with this? Are you still going to do that? It's time to move forward with that. And then I would say execution. We can ideate and think of ideas all day long. Like, I'm here for that, but at a certain time, I'm getting agitated. I'm like, all right, we done came up with enough ideas. It's time to start taking the next action steps to planning and figuring out how we can execute and move this to the next phase. So I would say that a lot of my clients is the accountability and execution phase space that they need help in, and so that's where I come in. I could be a drill sergeant, I could be a prayer warrior, I could be your annoying mother, but my goal is ultimately to help them see their vision come to life. So I'm willing to do what it takes, but I need them to move their feet with me for it to be possible.
Absolutely. Dedicated to the mission at hand. We appreciate y'all and what it is that you both are doing and adding on to the female business owner team K. Congratulations on making it to a year in entrepreneurship, owning your own business. How has entrepreneurship been for you within this year?
Oh, yes. Okay.
She knew. She still
Right. I'm learning. So first of all, I never like imagined owning my own business. I am a great worker. Like I'm a good person, so I'm a good worker. But I never imagined really owning my own business until like things really shook up my life to really say, hey, what do you want? Are you gonna get there? Or are you gonna just keep doing what you accept? And I knew I was like burnt out at my job, so I had to lean on my close friend Neffy, who really encouraged me because I doubted myself. I doubted if I could do it. I doubted if I would make it. Praying, my support, God, God more than anything really has got me to where I am. So when I think of this past year, I just think of me being blessed. So much I see, so many interactions I have, I would have never had if I were still in my other position, which that's what I went to college for, got my degree in and everything. So, yeah, it's a lot. I'm still accepting it. I'm still processing it, and I can't imagine how much more there is for me to do. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, I want to keep going. I want to do more. I want to be bigger. I want to be better and the best.
Book your appointment.
Okay. Yes. Come see your girl Kay.
And Superman Clarence over here talking about, yeah, I love that. Okay. Like,
No, but like for everyone up there, I've been knowing mostly before they have reached their where they are now. So I've been knowing the gritty and everything. So yeah, on the bus. On the bus, I was bad. I was doing everything. I was throwing rocks.
I could imagine.
It's good seeing everybody know where they at now.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that, and congratulations again on that year.
Thank you.
Frankie, to our future mayor.
Yes,
We just gonna go ahead and say that to Mayor Frankie Pierre Paul. Okay.
Frankie.
Please vote. Last time we touched on your nonprofit, A Different Shade of Love. And so another aspect of your resume is Frankie Pierre Paul Philanthropic Consulting Services. So can you tell us about that venture?
So it's really it's anything philanthropic, right? So I started off with Kodak. Shouts out to the Zachariah McQueen Foundation. Anything philanthropic when it comes down to Kodak, Sniper Gang, Cutthroat Business. It's me. You know what I'm saying? And I found, like, last time I was here, that was not something that I added to my portfolio. But I realized that the perspective of me doing it in that realm is like putting all these artists and rappers in a different realm, like different mindset, different space, letting them know that, yeah, you may be rapping about everything that you've been through, but let's tap into your community, like I spoke before, right? So my thing is anything philanthropic, anything that has to do with giving back, talking to the kids, tapping in with the kids, anything that has to do with nothing of you gaining any type of monetary gain, tap in. And then we can sit down, and I don't work with just anybody. I don't. Because what I realize is a lot of people, they want the limelight. They want the 5 minutes of fame to say, I just did this. So a lot of people, they're like, man, Frank, just let's do this for this amount of money. I'm like, I don't do it for that. Because at the end of the day, I gotta come back and let these people know, hey, we're not coming for the next 6 months. Nah, we're not doing that. So anything philanthropic, I do. Anything that has to do with give back, I do. Anything that has to do with showing love and putting our leaders that we vote for. and saying, yo, like, we voted for you, bro. Like, why you not tapping in? Like, you know, so I won't say like we put them in the limelight, but we put them in the limelight because now we have people that's willing to give back. And I don't want, and when I'm finding out is a lot of these artists or people that want to give back, it's like they have a background. So it's like, I don't want to put my name and my face on that. But when you look at 250, 500 of your constituents that are suffering, and you saying, no, we can't give money to give back these turkeys because of your name, you failed your constituents. You know what I mean? So, thank you, Pierre Paul, 2023. Okay. But you know what I'm saying?
It's the vernacular.
But that's what it is. Like, you know, I just tapped in, made it a business. Shouts out to you, fam. Like, Mr. Sean, like, shouts out to you, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys really spoke to me. Now I'm gonna say that publicly. You guys really spoke to me and really like made me see, like, Frank, like, bro, what you're doing is really monumental. You need to put that on paper, you know, and really maximize that. And I never thought of it that way because it was always love. But the love was never reciprocated. So I had to make sure that my family was fed at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So Frankie Pierre Paul Philanthropic Consulting Services.
2023.
In motion.
Shameless
Let's
plug.
go.
Like, full shameless plug at the end.
Yo, man. Clarence, you know I love you, bro.
I'll vote again.
Yeah.
Okay, vote already in. Crazy. Wow. Yes, thank you for that. And congratulations on that being something that you are putting in business. I understand how when you have a servant heart, you know, when you desire to give to others, how sometimes you don't worry about the money until you start realizing that doing what you do costs. It's a fee when you do certain things. It was hard for me to grasp that as well. I want to create spaces for people, but I'm like, y'all, the venue? What? Like, me placing you in here to gift you what I want to gift you, it costs me something. And so how much are you willing to invest in what you desire to gain as well? So shout out to that, Frankie. I appreciate that. Ken, happy belated birthday to you. You just celebrated a birthday, sir.
Oh, yeah. Big 3-0. Big 3-0. Hey. In there.
We're turning up tonight after this. What's
Wow.
Well,
It's this side though, Clarence.
Yeah, it really is. Y'all, they on one tonight. I don't know what's going on, but. So what plans or desires do you have for yourself personally and professionally at this age?
at this big age, as they say. Honestly, like, starting off, this thing been going in my head a minute, but I desire to honestly be a husband, so I'm kind of preparing myself for that. Like, honestly, like,
Yeah, the tiger.
yes, I am preparing myself to be a husband, to have children. So I work hard, I make money, I help people impact their lives. But you know, at this age, I have a lot of energy, but I had to start to allocate some of that energy towards myself and what my future gonna look like, because I see a lot of people in the space that I'm in. They in their late 40s, 50s. They get sick, they go to the hospital. They kids taking care of them or something like that. They don't have like a partner or anything. You done made all this money, but at the end of the day, when it's down to the nitty gritty, like who you with? You know what I'm saying? Like, who gonna be there with you? And I think about that stuff a lot. And then, you know, I want to have the Stevens legacy. So personally, that's what I'm literally preparing myself for, because I definitely do, you know, desire to have I'm a whole husband.
Junior.
So,
I do weddings.
Oh, yeah. I saw it. The other day I saw it. I was like, Frankie, come on with it.
Frankie could be the officiant. I can help plan. Clarence can make sure the budget is right. You know what I'm saying? Social house is available. You know, if you want to keep it small and intimate.
Everybody get hurt, Imani.
Okay, for the reception, I'm in.
Imani can make sure that she's a notary. She can know.
We got the oils on the side.
We ain't gotta go far. You can get the facials before the wedding.
Come on.
Gigi going when y'all ready to buy a house. Somebody say something, okay? Sean gonna get y'all set up with the life insurance. Don't play with it. Don't play with it.
We ready, bro. We ready.
Listen, we got the whole plug if y'all don't know. Yeah. You said the second part. What was that? The
so
business?
you said personally, but professionally, what are you working on? Y'all own one
Oh,
tonight,
professionally?
boy. I'm telling y'all.
Yeah, y'all got me crying. But professionally, the biggest thing coming up for 2023 is just partnerships. I've been working on securing just more contracts at this point because I was doing a lot of B2C, so business to client. So now I'm working more on being B2B, so working with actual businesses. And I mean, honestly, it's going to be a bigger bag, but it's also going to another level and interacting with people outside of, that one-on-one scope of things. So that's been like the biggest part for me, like the partnerships and locking that in to see where we could take it. Because I started to realize personally, I could only go so far by myself. You hit that 100K mark, then you start to look at, all right, so how do we get to that next level? You study other people, and then you start to see they teamed up with this group, they teamed up with that person, and then they all elevated each other. So that's the next thing for 2023, especially being in the economic times that we're in. Like, I feel like partnership is what's definitely going to help people that look like us up here go to the next level, because it ain't no time to be tearing nobody down or nothing like that. It's just time for us to be building each other up and going to the next level.
Absolutely, and thank you for that. Neffy had some technical difficulties. Sorry. But what is the phrase? If you want to go far, you go alone. But if you want to go further, you go together. I don't know if I had that wrong, but
something like that.
That was what I thought about when you said that. It sounded right. That's it. Because I think that we do forget. We forget how important collaboration and community and teamwork is on elevating your business. So I'm glad that you are stepping into the husband role that you already are. So shout out to that elevation and what you are doing.
Shout out to Future Bay. I see you,
I was
Bay.
like Cinderella.
Bay, I see you.
Okay.
Nah, I see you.
He looking, y'all. He looking, okay? Because he that findeth, all right?
Y'all funny.
That's it. That's what it
Listen.
don't. I ain't trying. Ashley had the Bible for us earlier, so I ain't gonna get too crunk on y'all tonight. All right, Sean, you got a lot on your resume, sir. You got a lot on your resume, and what I love about your resume, there's a lot of co-owning. It's not that you are working for or just simply working with on a few projects, but you are co-owning a lot of things. So how is being a co-owner with what what your businesses are important to you? What does being a co-owner mean?
I mean, like they already said, the biggest thing is partnerships. Yeah. It's like that's how you're gonna accomplish what you want to accomplish is through partnerships. So like when me and Clarence connected, we connected when I first came out of college. Not when I first came out of college, when I first got back home from the league. And I was getting into business, and my cousin knew Clarence. I was like, well, hook me up with him. Just, we had a conversation at Panera Bread. It wasn't nothing him trying to get me into what he was doing. I was like, hey, bro, I just want to talk to you. Yeah. See what you doing, how long you been in it, what's worked for you. And then we just built a relationship through that. So I'm more of a relationship person. Like, I'm going to build relationships like it's nothing, because I would rather make a friend before I need a friend.
Ooh. Can you say it one more time?
I heard that one. Sunday sermon came early today.
I ain't never heard that one before.
I'm gonna tell y'all about a relationship that me and Sean just had on we was on the meeting, right? Me and Sean on the meeting, and I'm texting Sean at the same time, like, let me handle this. Because now I'm gonna dig in. Like, Sean is a person that builds relations. He's good with like building relations. I'm a good person with letting them know, like, this is what's going on. Yeah. And this is what we're doing. Yeah. So, not me, but I'm just letting them know the whole background, because I know how to relate to people. I know how to relate to people. That's the thing. Nah. but that's how we run it. Like, if he go 1A. If he want to run it, I'll let him run it. If I want to run it, we'll go whatever we want to do.
There's no ego.
No ego at all.
Like, and that's what it is with, even with a company I invested in. It's just like she's the owner of her clothing brand. Mm-hmm. Like, that's your job. I just gave you the money. I ain't trying to do your job. I do not want to do your job for you. But if I can make connections with different people that might want to invest in the company, that might want to do different things, and I can put them on, like, I'm going to do that because I got long-term equity in the company. So I'm not tripping.
Yeah. You can always be good. Okay. Shout out to that. Collaborations, balance, no egos. Also, not trying to take over somebody's work.
Yeah. Make a friend before you need a friend.
Make a friend before you need a friend, y'all.
That.
Put it on. I was just gonna say, put it on a t-shirt. Put it on a hoodie.
Put the next gen logo.
Okay.
All donations. All profits go to the nonprofit.
Done. Okay. Georgette, Gigi Vibes, Florida.
Miss Big Body Bean.
Period.
I was turned up when I seen that. I was like, go ahead.
Flip the house.
When I seen that, I was like,
Yes. It's really the intros, the gassing for me, okay? Yes, we love it, okay? In November, you celebrated an anniversary. It's your second anniversary in entrepreneurship, so congratulations to that. Yes, yes. So for those who want to quit or give up before they even make it to their full year, what advice would you give them?
Do it.
All right.
That would be the only thing I would say is do it, because with me, I could honestly remember writing my letter of resignation. Like all I was doing was like, thank you for this, thank you for that. I would never say I would quit. I'm quitting. And I felt like I was kind of like self-sabotaging myself, because I'm like, ooh, am I going to return back here in 6 months? We already in a pandemic. Like, what am I going to do? People don't know. And I'm like, you lost your mind. But I'll say just do it, because I did not think, fast forward 2 years later, that I would be in this position. Like, at all. And, like, the accomplishments, they just said the Benz, BMW.
Talk to me nice.
I would have never thought, like, this was, and Clarence, I done called him, like, Clarence, should I buy a car? I know, my credit. And he was like, don't do it. And I was like, on the fence. And to go into the dealership and build a car, and I was like, okay, am I going to lease this, finance it? And I was like, I'm just going to buy it cash. Yeah.
Ooh.
And just went in, bought it cash, got the whole title. I was just like, I really did this. Yeah. And I watched all the likes and the comments to see my general manager on there who tried to tell me I don't think you would be fit for this position. You need a little bit more seasoning. And having him call me saying, I always knew you were bigger than Best Buy. And I'm just like, yo, what? He was like, you were always bigger, but I couldn't tell you that because you wanted that position. But I needed you to understand that you were so much bigger. Yeah. You hear that, D-Dub? But he always said, you were always meant to be a boss. You always kind of underdogged yourself. I don't think I could go that far. I don't think I should be in this light. And being an entrepreneur, touching two years, just do it. Cut out all, Ashley was saying for Smoothie Me, please, starve your distractions. Do it for yourself. Don't do it for anyone else, because at the end of the day, when it's you behind them closed doors, it's literally just you. And from there, sky's the limit. You don't know where you can go. I thought it was going to be just a realtor. Oh, my God. Listen, I already said, and what's crazy is the fact that I looked at a post I made back in 2013, and I was like, I do not see myself living paycheck to paycheck. I don't see myself working long hours to, buy stuff to impress people. I really want to be a billionaire, buying things I never thought I would have. And I never went into a dealership and purchased a car under my name. Never. And I'm 30 years old. I never did that. Always needed a co-signer, like, oh, you think you could sign this for me? Or you think I could loan, borrow some money from you? To see that I did that all off the strength of me. Listen, I owe it to God. Sky's the limit.
The biggest.
I'm living proof that sky's the limit. For real. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, we love that. We love the aspiration, the inspiration to let people know that you can do it for yourself.
Yes.
You can definitely make it happen. If you said it, it's going to get done. You just got to do it,
You got to really speak on your life. Some people don't understand the power of the tongue.
Absolutely.
And, you hear people like, oh, I don't think I could do it. That's why when you said you want to be, no, you will be. Because so many people are already out there trying to tell you, I don't think you're going to go that far. They already, putting, planting seeds in your head where you're going to sit here and well, maybe they're right. Maybe I should just, stay here lukewarm. No. If you see, the horizons, just go for it. Because you just don't know that there's people out there that's rooting for you that don't even know you.
Absolutely.
So do it. Do it big.
Absolutely.
I can add to that for Gigi on what she is saying. One thing about starting out in entrepreneurship, don't let people put their limitations on you and their fears and their insecurities.
Yeah.
Because they'll tell you not to do something they never done in their life or even attempted. You know what I'm saying? And you being at the forefront to do that, you already in a different bracket. You know what I'm saying? In doing that. So exactly. like you've been here before.
Commit first. Yeah. Commit
ahead,
first.
go
No, I was just
ahead.
gonna say commit first, figure out the rest later.
Hello. Yeah, for real. Put it on the shirt.
That's how you got it.
No, it ahead, send them to you in the notes. Y'all funny, okay? Catch the gems, y'all. Catch them because they're throwing them. They're throwing them. Please catch them. Please catch them.
Okay.
What I was
Okay.
gonna say is to both. It's funny because when I was thinking about esthetician, like being an esthetician, I didn't share that with anyone but someone I felt that I can be comfortable and vulnerable with. Literally, my other close friends didn't even know what I was doing. Only really Neffy. My family really didn't even know because I just didn't trust everyone with what I was holding sacred because I didn't really know if I can do it and I didn't have the space, for anyone to try to sink my ship that I'm trying to make float. So someone said it earlier, like, don't share it with everyone, like, keep it in a lockbox. That's literally how I did, to the point where they used to be close friends where they were like, oh, you're keeping a secret, you're hiding things from us. And I'm like, no, if you ask what I was doing, I can share with you, but I'm not openly just coming and saying, well, I have this idea, I want to do that, I want to do this, because everyone isn't going to support me and be there for me the same way or the way that I know I need. So shout out to Neffy.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned. I'm sorry, Job, my bad. I'm glad you mentioned about the sharing, because a lot of people just don't understand how much you will block things by oversharing. And I was someone that overshared so much. Like every move I was doing, I had to tell like, oh, I'm about to do this, and they were like, well, I don't think you should do it like that. Maybe wait. You know, you're just only 2 years. Maybe wait till you're like 5 years. And I'm like, I could do it right now. So what, if you ain't doing it, don't tell me I can't do it.
Precisely.
Come on.
And that's what, when you just said about the bracket, like, when I'm talking to my accountant and she telling me like, oh, you in a certain bracket, I'm like, why am I sitting here trying to make myself meet a level of people that you haven't even done half of what I've done?
Yeah.
So why am I sitting here trying to make you understand what I'm doing? Because you ain't gonna understand. What's understood ain't gonna be explained. And that's what I had to realize when it comes to oversharing. When you overshare too much, you really are allowing people to plant those seeds that just, you're gonna sit here thinking one day and it's gonna be like, there you go. You heard what Neffy said, accountability, she's gonna be that one, like, she's gonna start getting, upset with you, like, why are we still in the same place? And it's because you got all them people around you that just don't want you to go further because they never seen themselves going to that level, or they had a dream that never took off.
I would definitely like to piggyback off of kind of what everyone's saying, and I'm going to take it to the Bible, Mark 5, verse 21 through 41.
You better cook the book,
Sit up straight, y'all.
Yeah. I'm about to stand up, though.
Cook the book.
No, but seriously, so in that chapter, it's essentially Jesus is coming into town. Everybody, like, Jesus coming in. We need to get tickets to the concert. And when he's coming into town with his disciples, there's a family that comes to him and says, my daughter is dying. We need your help. And so on his journey to the house, he actually, in the process, heals a woman who had an issue of blood for 12 years. And so when he gets to the house where the family's daughter is dying, when he gets there, everyone's like wailing and crying. And they're like, you're too late, she's dead. And he's like, no, she's not. And they laugh at him. And so in that story, to me, it's like sometimes you're going to say stuff to people and they may laugh at you. They may criticize you. They may make you second guess yourself. But he knew the vision and the assignment that he was on. So in our journeys, we need to know the vision, the assignment, and despite what people say, if they laugh, if they are like second guessing us, you need to stick to the mission, stick to the script. And then so everyone that was in the room that was laughing, or just everyone that was in the room, Jesus said, the mother, the father, and 3 of my disciples stay. So sometimes in order for the blessing to come into the room, the right people have to be in the room.
Come on.
And so as we talk about, sharing our visions with people and inviting people into our spaces when we have these vision and these things that we want to do for our business and our life, Jesus knew that in order for him to bring in the blessing to save the girl who actually wasn't dead, he said she was sleeping, the right people was in the room. So he had to be intentional in saying the mom, the dad, and 3 disciples stay. And then so in that moment, he was able to bring the girl back to life. And then he said to the mother and the father, don't tell anybody about this. So in our journeys, life, business, whatever it may be, we have to be conscious and intentional about who we invite into the room, who we share our visions with, who we share our next idea with, who we share, anything with. And we have to be intentional and calculated with that sometimes, because people do, like Jesus said, there is power in the tongue. It might not be you, it might be someone else, and in what they're saying. And so that's just a biblical example of being intentional about, you know what, Jesus knew that she wasn't dead, she was sleeping, and he knew in order to do what he needed to do to bless this family, there could only be certain people in the room. So that is so important to our journeys because, like we said, partnership's important. Who we are around is important, and so that means we really have to be intentional about it. If we're saying that we're going to work with this person or work with that person, so intentionality is super important when you're thinking about who you want to share your vision and your ideas with. And so I just want to share that as we talk about, you know, the people that we invite into our spaces, because our businesses or what we do is our babies. And so you don't have everybody around your baby. So.
Right, you're right.
Come on.
Shout out to that. Shout out to that.
I ain't gonna do it.
I'm a definitely ask Clarence his question, but I did want to tap into the fact that she was sleeping and not dead, because I think we harping on a lot about who we're sharing to, but a lot of us don't believe what's in our hands anyway.
Yeah.
So the reality is, I'm worried about.
You did it. I ain't do it.
There it is. I'm worried about other people sinking my ship. I can sink my ship on my own. And I've done that a lot of times. So at the end of the day, while we are discerning who we need to share it to, who we need to be connected to, we also have to remember that what we have in our hands, we have to have value in. We have to believe it. We have to believe in it. And if we believe in it, our discernment will help us to be able to surround us with the right people, because even if they are the right people, it might be the wrong time, or there might just be the wrong moment.
Come on.
But if we have enough belief in ourselves and what we have in our hands, it don't matter who it is. If I know what I got and I know it means something, it'll make magic, I'm going to be good every time. So it's a responsibility for us to be mindful of our communities and our spaces, but we have to be accountable to ourselves as well to make sure that what we're doing makes sense to us. We value it, we understand it, we believe in it, because if not, it's already failed from the beginning. But we're going to get up out of the deep end. Okay, please. Mr. Brockett, your question, sir. Now, a lot of people talk to you about your businesses, emphasis on the S at the end of that, because again, people, what does Clarence not do? I mean, he teach courses online. He got, you know, a bunch
That was you, but I'm not gonna go there. It's positive energy.
credit repair, you know, we waiting on Legacy Lounge to be open again. I mean, he just got everything going on over here. So what I do want to ask you, though, is that not only are you bold and very secure in your businesses and how you run your spaces professionally, but you really make sure personally you good. So one thing I love about you is Clarence gonna get on the flight, y'all. People be talking about me, okay?
And on the mic.
They love to talk about airplane or dry. Thank you. They love to talk about airplane or dry, honey, but it's Clarence for me, though. So in 2022, what would you say was your best and most rewarding, like, trip that kind of, you know, just rejuvenated you, made you feel good, just got you back in the game of doing what you need to do when you got back home?
Hey,
Literally.
Hey, when we went to Mexico, I'm not even gonna lie. Look, we went to Mexico like 3 years ago. It was an all-guy trip. When I tell you we had so much fun, so much fun.
We need footage.
Tequila, Casamigos, back to back to back. You can't. As soon as you get out the plane, hey homie, Casamigo tequila. But nah, we went back. We went back to the same clubs and everything that we did 3 years ago. We did the same thing again. And we went back to the club. Mike, oh, I remember him. He the one to do this. but I think it was really Mexico. It was really Mexico. You go to have a good time, and when you get to rewind on trips and relax, it's real good. Relax.
Y'all knew where he was going with that.
Rewind.
Oh my God! But it was Mexico.
Yeah,
He was rewinded, all right.
He went back in memory lane. He definitely went back in memory lane for a second. Love this for you.
Good.
Next question.
Love this for you. Love this for you. Love this for you. So kind of taking it back to all of you guys, and remember the Black people rule is universal. You know, you got 2 minutes, okay? Just act like it's a funeral service, all right? Because we on a time limit. But a common phrase in 2022 that honestly kind of convicted me for a lot of things was move with intention. Because I know personally for me, there were a lot of spaces and places I thought I was moving in intention, but I had to realize that my motives was a little off, you know, whether it was moving in validation or whatever. So I know moving with intention is a priority, being mindful of what it is that you do and how you're doing it. But did you find yourselves in 2022 leading with something other than intention? And what was that?
Nah, not me.
At some point, I felt like I wasn't leading with intentions, but rather expectations. And so whether it was an expectation that was something that someone put on me or that aligned with my degree. I was moving a little bit more with expectation, and I think that's kind of where boundaries came into play, and also just like self-assessments and like reflecting on like what matters in this moment and like does it align with where I want to go, who I want to be for me and not for anybody else. And so I think that that allowed me in my business and in my life in general to like, you know what, just because I know how to do that doesn't mean that I have to. And so now I can move with intention in the things that I do and want to do. I want to have a high passion and a high skill. I don't want it to be high skill, low passion. I'm looking for high passion, high skill, and when that aligns and it makes sense to me, and I'm assessing like, oh, do I want to work with that client or do I want to, take this next step? I'm looking with intention to make sure that it makes sense and it's right for where I want to go. So moving from leading with expectations to intention was definitely something that I worked on this year.
I'm gonna go. I would say I was moving more so with fear and silence in the beginning of the year, and reason being would be I was more concerned about what people around me was going to say when it came to anything I was doing. Reason being, I don't know, like, people would be like, oh, who does she think she is? And why is she posting all this stuff? And I had to realize you don't know if your message would touch just one person. They would like inbox you. And I've gotten people that inbox me just for me posting my car. Like, you don't understand how much of an inspiration you are to me. I've watched you when you first posted, your negative bank account or when you said you was quitting your job and to see you flourish. And I was just so consumed with, well, what if my friend that I'm always on the phone with, gonna feel like, oh, you got all this money, you doing all this. Or why you can't help me with that? And I was afraid to put myself out there because I didn't want the spotlight, even though the spotlight was already on me. I was trying to dim my light. But when you have a light, no matter how much you try to like shy away from it or put it in a box, like if you meant to be shining out here, you just gonna shine. Yeah. And like I know I got this little green outfit on or whatever, but right, literally. But like I had to capitalize on my personality. I have a bubbly personality, and I have clients that I work with, and they just be like, I sometimes don't want to talk to you, but it's like when you call me and you just so perky on the phone, I'm like, oh my God, let me just talk to her. And I need that to be showcased in everything I do. So now I'm moving with intention, like being true to myself. Like post them, I gotta keep saying when I posted my car, like just making that whole post, I'm like, this is me, like I need to be proud of myself. Like why sit here and just be like, well, yeah, you did it, but wait for everyone else to congratulate you instead of congratulating yourself. Because those nights, being behind closed doors, having conversation with people, like, Clarence said, a lot of us he knew before we even became who we are right now. So to see like, the rose that grew from the concrete, just blossom right here. Why am I sitting here just being lukewarm? Like, just shine bright. So now I'm shining bright. I'm being intentional about shining bright, just like my little green outfit,
So not to answer this question, but Nephew had told me beforehand, like, you got to celebrate yourself. Michelle Scott told me the same thing because I was going through the longest time period. I'm like, okay, I got one thing done. Let me go to the next. You know what I'm saying? And as men, I think what we do is like, especially when we're the first person to try to get this shit right, we put a lot up on our shoulders. Yeah. And we like to keep going and keep going and keep going and not noticing that as we keep going, we never celebrate ourselves. So we never sit back and be like, damn, bro, I did a lot. Until we get to a point where we just like, listen, I need like 2 days to myself. I'm like, bro, I did this, I did that. And now everything is picking up. So you got to celebrate yourself. And another thing what both of y'all was saying is like, never let people have expectations on you. I feel like people have bigger expectations on us as people rather than expectation on themselves. For real. Because they'll be sitting around here doing the same shit that they've been doing, but they'll expect you for not to do a mistake that they did. You know what I'm saying?
You hold me to a higher standard that you're not living at.
But at the same time, I'm human. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I'm still growing. I'm still gonna make a couple mistakes, but bro, just let me keep going doing what I'm doing, and I'm gonna get it right.
I was gonna say that I think who the expectations coming from is a major part.
Correct.
If it's coming from people that's not on your level, that's not even an expectation. But if it's somebody you respect and admire, and they see potential in you and they have an expectation of you, now is, okay, I want to raise my level. Like, I want to raise,
I like that.
I want to get to that level because, dang, he really admires me. And I didn't even know. But he actually.
You see in me what I don't see in
Right,
myself.
you see, yeah. So now I get to lean on your belief in me at the times I might not believe in myself.
Facts. All right. Yeah, I like
So
that.
I would say, like, depends on who the expectation comes from.
You gotta have discernment for that too, though.
Huh?
You really gotta have discernment
Yeah,
for that too.
100%.
'Cause
So
some
if it's
people
like a
will
mentor,
steer you in the wrong way.
yeah, if it's a mentor or somebody, that's why I say it depends on the right people, which spirit of discernment.
Go ahead. Well, I would go back to answer your question, Ajay. I wouldn't say I never move with intention because I try to be as intentional as possible. But I would say maybe moving with half intention. So I'm saying I want this. I'm saying I want this as my end result. But as they spoke earlier in the first panel, outside distractions. Like you're not aligning things in your life to go with what you say you want for your future. So like even with my personal life, my professional life, I try to enjoy my life and not let work stress me out. But eventually your personal life can affect your professional life. So, I may be doing all of this and X, Y, and Z in my professional life, but if I'm still doing X, Y, and Z in my personal life, it's not adding up and it will always hinder me. So definitely for 2023, my goal is to just be as intentional as possible. So if I say I want this, I have to cut out things that even if they mean the people that mean the most to me, family, friends, ex-lovers, whatever. If it's not aligning with my end goal, it just has to go. So definitely moving with 100% being intentional. That's what I want to bring into the new year. So, yeah.
May I add?
Yeah, you can. And then I know Clarence had a question for you all as well.
So mine is more so accountability, not for me, but for the people that say they gave to the population like love. Yeah. So I really need you guys to understand, right? I hear everything y'all saying, especially you. And the people that believe in me is the people that have less than us, people that don't have a voice. So they the ones that telling me, they call me every day, whether I like it or not, 2, 3 in the morning, whether I like it or not. And what I realize is, everybody tell me, Frank, get like 3, 4 phones, or let them know there's a cutoff time. Nah, it can't be. Because I'm dealing with people that come from work at 3, 4 in the morning, that go to work, smell good,
You
look
gotta meet
good,
the need.
get their haircuts, everything, but they homeless, or they hungry, you know what I'm saying, or they going through some type of trials and tribulations. And I gotta humble myself where it's like, okay, cool. But county just put out something where they like, there's millions of dollars allocated towards rental assistance. What's the issue? Talk to me. Man, Frank, I've been on the waiting list for 3-6 months. So the first month when I asked for help, I wasn't a drug addict. Or I didn't have to punch somebody in their face. I got in my first fight last week because I had to tell this person, I'm sleeping here today because it's safe for me. But that person telling me like, nah, Frank, like, oh, nah, Gene, nah, Joseph, nah, Sarah, this my location, like, you got to go. And you listening to women that is being exploited, women that's being raped, women that's going through all these type of vibes. And I'm not inclined enough, or I don't have the actual resources to say, yo, I'm putting you in a hotel, but the county do. So now I'm holding the county accountable. But the county will turn around and be like, but since COVID, we don't have enough people to process these applications. Why we not parlaying about that? Why we not talking about that? Why we not making that public? You get what I'm saying? So for me, it's like accountability. Like 2023, I'm coming heavy. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming hard. It's not no threat, but it's hard for me to sleep at night. For me to tell everybody, like leave me alone. It's hard. It's very hard to sleep at night, knowing that I know people that's outside, like really sleeping with young kids in their vehicles, really women like selling themselves for protection. Like, I'm gonna sell myself tonight so Gene, Jack, and everybody else won't come rape me while I'm sleeping. But I know Joseph's gonna take care of me because he had honcho out here. So I'm gonna sleep with Joseph and make him feel like he's my man so my kids are safe. Because if I call DCF or if I call anybody for help, they're gonna take my kids. So this is the perspective that I gotta go to sleep with at night. So 2023 is more so accountability for the people that have the opportunity or the leverage to say, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got the money and we got you. So it's like putting everything on the table and saying, this is what we're dealing with post-COVID-19. This is what we're dealing with a lot of these folks. And we got women out here that's really, really suffering. Like, it takes 6 months for help. It's not right. It's not fair. But I also understand from a business perspective that we just don't have people to process these applications. So what you gonna do, Frank? Watch me. You know what I'm saying? That's just me.
Turn up, Frankie. I
want
want
to ask all y'all a question though. This is a question I can with. At the age that y'all are at now, how does it? Can y'all accept people for who they are? Such as if it's a work environment, such as you have somebody that you want to do better in their life, right? But they're comfortable with who they are. Can y'all accept that now?
Oh, please let me go.
I think everybody on that.
But this is a real question because it's very big. Because I used to get frustrated when I said, did I tell you this? I was like, if I had 10 people around me, like when I was at the mindset I was at 26, I had 10 people around me that all had that mindset. Who know where I can be now? You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you the difference.
Can you work with that?
Of course, social media changed everybody's perspective. Whether it's young, old, whatever, social media has shown people like, hey, you could be this, or you could be that, or you could be this, right? So what I've tend to realize is that everybody reacts to pain differently. Everybody reacts to change differently, a life event differently. So sometimes I'm looking at my circle and I don't have a circle right now, which is okay for now. Sometimes I get lonely, and that's okay, right? But I realize that a lot of people really not in that same space or the same frequency or realm that you in. But if you're really praying for that, like, understanding, God is going to give you people around you to say, okay, bet, this is what that person going through. Are you willing to actually understand that? And if you is, it's going to take a little longer for you to actually, move forward. But I strongly believe having a circle, having a strong fam, you've done an amazing job, bro. I don't think you understand. Yeah. Like, you can't pay for what you have. You can't pay for what y'all got. Bro, y'all got, trust me, I pray for that every night. A circle. Not that y'all won't accept me into that, but what I'm doing right now, what y'all doing is a little different. You get what I'm saying? But, like, there's people out there that really don't have that opportunity to really parlay with somebody and say, bro, like, I'm not okay today, bro. Yeah. Because, like I said, everybody puts you in that pedestal, So it's all about being humble. And there's some people that don't deserve your energy, but there's some people that do. And it's gonna take your energy. It's gonna take all of your energy that day. But it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. I promise you. It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. And when you see that value, you're gonna be like, I bet I'm tapped in. So shouts out to y'all boys. I keep saying that. Shouts out to y'all. I keep saying that. I'm gonna continue to say that because I see what y'all doing. And I'm all over the place when it comes down to like Palm Beach, Broward, and Miami. And the circle that y'all boys got is beautiful. It is. So just hone into that, bro. Like, discernment, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what to do.
Anybody else? Okay, go ahead.
GG, King, K had it, Imani had the mic up.
After what Frankie said, like, again, I have to, piggyback on that. I do admire what you and Mike have. Like, I wish I could have that. And what's crazy?
Girl, they be fighting. No,
listen, but it's the fight, but the love that they show. Like, they moving together, like moving forward, and they have a end goal together. And like, I have people around me. Before seeing myself now, I get very, very annoyed when I always hear people that I'm like close with come to me with a problem. Because I'm like, I'm finding solutions, and it's like if I'm your friend and like you've seen my life like change
make room for me
right before your eyes. Why are you not trying to tap into this? Like, if I'm your homegirl, whatever the case is, and we close, we could go out to the club together, we can go drink together, we can eat together. Why are you not trying to tap in or capitalize on our friendship? And I wouldn't even feel like, you're trying to eat off of me. But if I have resources, my resources are your resources. And what I realized is, and I used to always say this, before I joined like certain networking groups and membership clubs, there's really people out here who want to see you win. You just really gotta tap in with them. Like, you really gotta surround yourself with them. And I feel like with us, especially in the community that we're in, like, I'm from the Raw, I'm from West Palm, we try to stay around those same people. Like, we feel like we can't outgrow them. Or we try to like dumb ourselves down to stay around them. And I feel like I did that for years. I still do it, I find myself juggling back and forth. But having someone like, my boyfriend always tell me like, you've outgrown those people. Like, you need to be around people like that have an end goal like you. Like, I want to do partnerships. I want to, have events. I want to be the next big thing in Palm Beach. I want to be bigger than Palm Beach. But it's the fact that in the back of my mind, subconsciously, it's like, why should I do that? Or I feel like I'm leaving someone behind. And I don't know why it's so hard, but when Frankie said, I pray on it too. I say I want to have a circle, and I don't want to have a circle of homegirls that I could just always go to the club with. Like, if I call you right now, like, let's go to the club. I don't care if you're tired, girl. Give me a couple of hours, and we gone. We going to Miami, going somewhere else. But when I say let's go to an event where they're talking about how you can make $10,000, how you can make $20,000. Well, I don't know about all that, girl. That ain't my cup of tea. But this is something that's really going to change your life, and I feel like people are just so big on talking about what they want and the life they want, but they're not doing anything behind it. You can talk, manifest, and all that, vision boards. And I'm sorry y'all, for the vision boards, but I had to really look at myself, because I was that type of person that wanted to do a vision board. Let me put all my little pictures on, the little words, but it doesn't do nothing. It just sits there and
execution.
What is it? Like, you're not executing anything, and you don't have anyone around you. Like, you have your circle, you got Sean, you got Michael. If you ain't holding yourself accountable, they probably, all right, what's up, bro? Like, what you doing?
I get that.
Sean,
And you appreciate it. A lot of people are not okay with putting themselves in that position where if someone coming down on them, they're like, all right, you're right. I gotta, get up. But if I'm the only one in my circle that's always pushing everyone around me, who I have pushing me? That's the point. And that's the hardest part. Being that person, like, okay, I'm always pouring in someone else's cup, but who's pouring into my cup? And that's a constant prayer. I don't know if I got to fast on it or whatever, but I want that. I don't care if it's a homeboy, a homegirl. That whole best friend thing, it's kind of getting played out, because everyone just best friend because we childhood best friends, or, we best friend because, it's trauma built, or, girl, we both ain't got our dad. And no, it's more than that. We got to change the narrative if we want to bring, kids. If we have kids, what are we trying to do different around the people that we are? Because it starts with us. But people don't understand it starts with us, because they're like, I don't look like you. You don't look like me. You might like Jamaican food. I like Haitian food. But we both have an end goal that we're trying to reach, and people don't want to get to that. And that's the problem I have as I'm sitting right here, 30 years old, and looking at people around me.
I add on to it real quick. I was just saying, no, you did good. Oh, go. I was going to add it, then I'll swing back around. But real quick to add on to what you were saying is something that I heard that I think we all could take with us. Is someone said, there's like, sometimes you got to have that conversation with the people around you. Like, do you want to be my broke friend or my rich mentee? You know what I'm saying? Because
put that on a shirt too.
Like, I heard that and I was like, wow, like, that's a different perspective. Because if you're not learning from me and you're not willing to learn from me, like, then you don't need to be around me. And it's like, and I don't need nobody around me who ain't trying to grow, or they having these different milestones they hitting in their life. Because that stuff inadvertently, consciously or subconsciously create jealousy, envy, and all those different things. I don't care what nobody say. Because if you ain't got no motion and you watching somebody eat, you going to feel like, dang, why they ain't helping me get to the plate? But it's really you holding yourself back. And that it got to be two things you do. You got to be willing and you got to be capable. Some people capable, but they ain't willing. Some people willing, but they ain't capable. I could work with them because we could get the capable part down, but some people, they ain't got the IT, the it. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all done answering that. I'm going to talk on the envy and jealousy, because you said a bar right there. Listen, go ahead.
I hope you ain't forget it.
So, to go on what you were saying like basically how do you not leave somebody behind or whatever like that. So this is something I learned from my great friend, leave her nameless. You put people on shelves in your life. So
I'm gonna just say the name for you, nephew.
Right, no, but it's so true, especially when you really think about that. So like you said, we've been best friends since we were kids. So I feel like I have to put you at the top, because we have 20 years of friendship. Or we just knowing each other, but that's what it is. But your actions are not matching that you need to be on the top level of my life and getting that type of attention.
Keep it on you.
Oh, the microphone. I was like, what is happening? Sorry. But no, so they feel that the 20 years of them knowing you or being around you keeps them up there, but their actions don't keep them up there. No. You come down based on how you treat me, based on how it's reciprocated. So you don't remain on the top level of my life getting the same top level love from me, care for me, my time. 'Cause I have a kid, so my kid gonna get my time off top. So that's how I do it to answer your question. If you're not there, I base off how you respond to me. So if you're on the top level, you get what you get. Middle, bottom, I'm not even thinking about it. You're an associate. If you come to me and I'm able to, and it's not taken from me, no problem. But I'm not gonna take from myself. My top level people, I'll take from myself to give because I know that will be given back to me. Bottom level people, it's a question mark, and I can't do too many question marks. So that's where I'm at with it. So I won't say if I'm leaving them behind or this or that, but it's just where you at in my life and what I'm gonna give to you and what I'm gonna get in return, which is that's where it's at. Yeah.
Uh,
You ready?
I would say the people got something to say. So
Jacket off. Hold on.
Come on, Sean.
they about to come out the chair. So I don't want to move on until everybody get a chance to.
I got a question of the day.
Yeah, you do.
Man, it's so many things like that you could hit on that everybody hit on. I would say it's like she said, it's dissecting who you gonna give your time to. And it's like I'm in the business where it's like I'm trying to put people on, right? But I do a drip campaign because one thing my CEO taught me, he was like don't give up on people because you don't know when that time might hit, when that timing might click. So you might not give all your time to them like you used to, but if you send that text or you send that, hey, just think about you, just boom, boom, and then you just constantly do it, at some point, they gonna catch on. Because I was trying to bring friends into the business I'm in now, and some of them stabbed me in the back and went another direction, but you got to keep going through it because you're gonna find that one that's just gonna be like, all right, bro, I'm ready to ride with you now. And so, like, shoot, I even send my commission checks, bank account, hey, bro, look what I just did. And then somebody say, hey, congratulations. At some point, they gonna get tired of. At some point, you gonna get tired of saying congratulations and be like, bro, teach me how you do it. So it's like yeah.
The dog say 5, 6, what? 5, 3.
But it's just it is figuring out where I'm gonna place my time. It's just like who really value me and where I'm at, because it was some points I wasn't doing what I was doing, but you didn't know that. But like my girl know, even sometimes like I ain't even tell her like I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do, but she would know and she would check me on it. And then like same thing with the circle, like some of my circle of friends, we not even in the same business, but they got different businesses already, and it's just like, hey bro, you doing what you supposed to be doing? And the ones that are not like that, I call and check on them. I'm just like, bro, how your job going? How everything coming along? Hey, I still want you to get in business with me now. And like, look, I'm trying to tell you. but it's like, I don't want to get too, like, big. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm too big, but it's just like, like, you gonna feel it when that separation get there.
Oh yeah. They come.
So it's like I don't have to tell you we're separating.
Absolutely.
It's just
You be able
my
to see
actions
it
and my movement gonna separate.
And the right people gonna get out the way too.
Oh yeah.
The right people gonna get out the way and come back when they ready. Like they'll know that door open too. So
And that door gonna be wide open too, because I want you to eat too.
Relationship builder.
Absolutely. Did anybody have a final note? Because I ain't want to move on. Imani.
Come
Yes, ma'am.
on.
Yes, ma'am.
Imani,
I'm gonna try to keep it short.
All right.
Everyone said great takes on that. I would just say that it's okay to know that you're different, because I too struggle with that. Because I'm a lot. I don't let people easily read me, so it's different layers to me. So I've dealt with stereotypes or people thinking I'm like, if you know me, you know. Yeah. Don't let the education or whatever fool you. So it's like, but I had to remember that although I want to be that person that didn't forget where I came from, it's like you have to learn how to separate yourself. So some people are going to take that as thinking you think you're better than them, and that's okay, like, because that's just something that they lack within and they're deflecting. So honestly, everyone can't come. They can't. I found myself going in circles with people that I grew up with that I knew since like elementary school. I went to Roosevelt, like shout out to Roosevelt. And like it's the same cycle, the same drama, the same just stuff that I don't need to be in. I'm a whole attorney. I can't be in certain situations because I don't need to get out of character. Like I can get there.
Get in character.
But, but you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's okay to know you're different. You know, you can love people from a distance, and that's what I've been working on. I'm big on that for 2023. I'm not everyone just can't come. Like it is what it is. Like I love you, but we can't kick it all the time. I can't go where you go. I can't kick it with you because it may not even be you. It may be the people that you hang with. I don't deal with them. They're not my type of people, and it's okay. So it's just being comfortable with yourself and knowing that, you know, there are going to be people that judge you for trying to do better for yourself, but it's okay to be different, and that's where I'm at right now.
I would like to piggyback off of what Amani said, and knowing that it's okay to be different, and it's also okay to, for lack of a better term, leave people behind. And so you can put people like in categories. Like I know people that I have known since I was 10. We're in different places, different spaces. It doesn't make me better or less than or anything. I just know that you're in a different category. I know that I could call you today and like, hey, I'm coming over for Thanksgiving, but I might not be able to necessarily call you to say, hey, you know what? I have a new business opportunity. I want to partner with someone, but I might have some people in that category. And so that's, I guess, again, where the discernment comes in, and knowing that, okay, like I know if it's the cold season, I got to put my coat on. So I'm calling the people who got the coats. I know it's the summer. Hey, bring your bikinis out. And so being okay and accepting that. And I think the acceptance part is the big part of it because
come on.
you who don't want your people to go with you? You know what I mean? We done been through the nitty gritty, the mud together, but sometimes that person might not necessarily be ready. That might not be the direction they want to go, and that is okay. So once you accept that and you accept them for the space that they want to be in, it might not hit them today. What Sean was saying, like, hey, bro, like, look what I'm making, but it might hit them in 10 months, 2 months, 2 years. And when it does, you can still be there as a resource. But what I always like to remember at the end of the day is, like, somebody's story doesn't start until yours does, but it doesn't mean their story is going to start in the beginning of Ken's journey. It might start in the middle of Shakalin's journey that person's like, oh my gosh, like she did it, I could do it. It might start, damn, Clarence done open Legacy Lounge. I've been sitting on this idea, I can do it now. And so remembering that someone's story will start when yours does, but you can't dictate if it's when Gigi sell her first house, that Gigi friend that been trying to get into real estate is going to finally have that conversation with her. It might be when she done got her 10th property. And so being able to accept that and being okay with being different, I think that's the biggest thing is that acceptance, because everybody can't go, but that doesn't mean, like Sean was saying, like it might not change. And so once you accept it for what it is in that moment, if it changes down the line, you can reassess and see, but giving people that same grace because you might have been that person to somebody else. And so just being mindful of that as well is important. Start the timer, Mike.
It has to be with what Ken said, and I need us to like stop trying to turn a blind eye to it about the envy and jealousy, especially around the people that we have around us. Because we sit here and try to deny it, like, oh, you know, let me tell my friend what I'm doing, and oh, you know, let me just keep my best friend around and all that. But sometimes when they see that you're winning so much and they don't want to let you go or like part ways or whatever, that envy and jealousy starts brewing inside. And it's, what's the man name? Baby, who said it's detrimental when you have like that envy and jealousy like right up close and personal to you, and you just don't know how to discern it. Like a lot of people are good at masking it. There you go, masking the envy and the jealousy. They'll be your biggest supporter, biggest like, oh yeah, put me on. I want to do what you're doing, but they want to be right there, close and personal, knowing everything you're doing, know all your moves, just to sabotage you. And we need to be honest about that. And I feel like in our community, we always like, oh yeah, I want to put this person on, I'm gonna put this person on and whatnot. But that envy and jealousy, like, I don't want that around me. So that's why now, you know what Amani said, we're different. I'm using that for 2023. Like, I can't be around you. I can't go where you going. I don't want to be around your friends because it may not be you that's trying to sabotage me, but your friend may be watching from your page, or you may brought me up in discussion. They're like, oh, your friend Gigi doing this, or Frankie doing that, or put me in contact with them, and that might be the little catapult into sabotaging everything, and I don't want that to happen. So we need to be honest about that. That's all I had to say.
I was gonna say this earlier.
Bingo.
That's all I had to say because
Bingo.
it's real.
She
It's
brought
real.
it back, so I couldn't let the opportunity pass again.
Yeah.
Tell us, Sean.
The boat, like when we was talking about earlier, like the people you have sink your, they can be on the ship and they could be poking holes in it, but you might be driving the ship, so you can't see who poking the holes. But if you got people on the ship, with you, that's gonna ride with you, and that's gonna ride, they gonna patch up that and kick that person off the ship. And they'll let you know too.
Yep.
That is, hey, they poking a hole in the ship. Like, hey.
I don't know if you see it, but yeah.
They poking a hole in the ship. But the other person that's on the boat that's really down for you, they gonna check that person and make sure, like, hey, look, be careful, be eerie. Be weary of that
just
one.
Met that's down for you more than people that you knew for years.
Yeah,
so
so
we just got to be really realistic about that and be open to having, new friends. Like that whole no new friend mantra. Listen, it's dead. I want new friends. Like bring them around me because those new friends will take you places than someone you knew for 25 years that they don't see what the end goal is. So yeah, new friends me please 2023.
Oh, in 2023, honey. We love to hear it.
Me.
Before we go into our final question, I can't let you, everybody done had a shot. Okay? So one thing I'm going to do is answer this question, but I got a word and I got a response. In the response, acceptance, radical acceptance and capacity. I'm in a space right now where I am unveiling or unraveling out of codependency. And a lot of people like to hear codependency and think it's me being dependent on other people. No. Codependency is where you value other people's needs, their desires, their wants over yourself.
Yeah.
Right. And so the idea is that they're more so dependent on you, but yet you don't realize it because of whatever tendencies that kind of, are at the bottom of that. And so stepping out of that, I had to realize, like, I'm in a space where I need something. And I don't say that often. I don't think I've ever said that in all of my 20 years of existence that I need something. So right now, I know I need validation. I need affirmation. I need check-ins. I just need you to ask me if I ate today. Nephew texted me earlier and said, did you get a nap? Thank you, sis. Thank you for caring about my sleep, my physical health. Said, make sure I got a nap.
I ain't get that message.
Y'all.
I ain't get that message.
Sorry. Okay?
Envy and jealousy.
Say the thank you. It be the ones right next to you.
It happened as a joke. It start off as a
Be
joke.
the ones right next to you. I'm trying to tell you. But I'm in a place of need, and I think that it is accepting that if you don't have it, you just don't have it, and I'm not gonna hold it against you. So I think for us, it's a moment of, like you said, grace, and it's just like if you don't have what I think I need in this moment, that's all right. And I'm an Ayanna advocate, and she said, everybody has a way of expressing love. I can choose whether or not your expression of love will work for me or not. That's not to say that your love expression is wrong. It just don't work for me. And so right now I'm in a place where relationships, friendships, community just doesn't look the same way. And so I'm in a need of, okay, if I valued you for a long time, if I'm undoing that, that means if you don't have the capacity for me, I got to slide for a little bit. Now, when I come back, we can figure it out. We can restructure what our friendship has looked like this entire time, but it's the evolution of it all. But really accepting that if people are where they are, that's just where they are. You got to remove the disappointment because that's where they at. That's it. There's no change in that. It's right there in front of you. That is exactly, it's crystal clear. They don't have it. And we like to make up scenarios and stories and look at potential and talk about years. They don't have it, period. So if they don't have it and you know that, what you doing about it? Because at the end of the day, it's back on us. If we know they don't have it and they got an expectation and we mad, but we already knew they didn't have it. They didn't have it.
Hit him, Frankie. Hey, listen. Hold on. Starting tomorrow, I'm gonna read her notebook and her Bible. I need to learn those.
Tap in, because one thing I'm gonna do.
Tap in. I gotta get
One thing I'm gonna do. And I'm glad you said that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I go real quick after Frankie.
Like, we also gotta understand, like, a lot of people are answered prayers. You know what I'm saying? And they'll look at you and watch you cry and be like, I'm gonna pray for you. But you might answer prayer.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to y'all, really, like everybody that's watching. Sometimes you are the answer prayer to a lot of people that's really praying about their breakthrough. And then you're afraid of them being more bigger than you, and you like, nah.
Knowing your capacity, knowing your
You get
role,
what I'm
knowing your
saying?
position. Yeah.
Yo, be very careful and be very mindful of that. You know what I'm saying? God will humble you, whoever you believe in. Like, you will be humbled because you are that answer prayer to that person that's been praying every day, that's been trying every day, and you took that journey for all these people behind you, but you like, nah, I'm not ready to give up my throne. When in all reality, there's so many thrones up on the stage.
So many chiefs.
You know what I'm saying? So like, just be very mindful. Like, you could be an answer prayer to a lot of people. Again, I keep giving shout out to y'all because for real, last time I left here, like at the end of this discussion, y'all boys been on me. Like, Frank, what up? Like, man, I'm busy, bro.
We love it.
Like, I hear you. When you ready, tap in. And I hear you, bro. And it's to the point where, like, now when I see them, I feel so like, dang, bro. You know? So I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't cry. I swear, I can't cry to God and be like, oh, I'm looking for the breakthrough, because it could be one of y'all. But I'm so tied in and tapped into, like, my calling, and what I'm doing is like, man, look.
And I'm glad you said that,
You know
Frankie,
what I'm
because that
saying?
goes into my word. Ken, I know you got a question. I know the conversation is praying for community in our surroundings, but I believe it's important for us to develop whatever relationship we need to have with ourselves prior to getting the community that we're praying for, because we will miss it.
Beautiful.
So I had a friend of mine, and we had a friendship live one day, and we were talking about the fact that I was her answered prayer. But if she wasn't ready for what she prayed for, she was gonna miss me. And if you miss me, that's it. You missed it. That's it. You prayed for it, the answer's coming, but you missed it. Or we don't recognize it, or we really aren't ready for exactly what we're praying for. Or we might begin to value our relationships and idolize those unconsciously without realizing that our relationship with ourselves and how we think and feel and be is important prior to. Because if you have a standard for you, you're going to show everybody else how to treat you. So if you have a community that you're working to build, it's important that whatever you got going on in your circle, you have established, so that you can then determine, okay, these people are coming to me. If they're adding to the foundation that God and I have already set, that's my answer prayer. If they're going against it, you got to go. Because again, the same time we praying to God, the devil hears our prayers. And so the reality is, all right, I'm going to send you a counterfeit. But if you don't have you gonna choose the counterfeit over the answer prayer that was literally coming right after you surpass that counterfeit. So we have to make sure that we have us. And I think that's my goal at the end of the year. I got me. And if I got me, regardless of what you do or what you don't do, I'm going to be straight. But I ain't never lived life like that. I wanted to make sure that you had me and I had you, and I had you more than you had you and us. I can't do that. So it's not gonna work. Ken, I know you had a question.
Nah, it rolls right into all of what we're talking about, because you talked about codependency. So I was in a relationship earlier in this year, and it has helped me catapult in business. It's over now, but the fact that the young lady that I was dating is that I was giving her the world, right? But it was the world that I thought she wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, y'all men, honey, y'all be doing that.
You know what I'm saying? So
Let's man as a husband, give it to us again.
listen, so it was the world I thought she wanted. Like, you get the hair done, you get this, I pay for that. You know, you get into the program that you want to get in, like all of these different things. But it was the world that I wanted for her, and I never asked what was the world. It wasn't perception, I would say. It was more of the acceptance, because people bring stuff to you that you could possibly need or want. Why would I deny it?
And then I don't want to invalidate you as a man if you're giving me this and I say no, because then you might view it as, okay, well, you being ungrateful, when reality is that just don't really work for me. So it's important
and
for
that's
us
what
to
I'm saying.
find the words to really say that.
That's exactly what it is. So that's what I was I'm getting to right there, is the fact that it was the world that I thought it was, you know what I'm saying? But never really asked, what is your world that you creating and what you need? And now in business, taking that same mindset, now being really intentional. We're talking about intention, about what do you want to get out of this partnership, and let's be upfront about it, because some people is really going to be about the money, and I'm about that too. Some people is really going to be, let's give value to these people and help them elevate their mindset and get to the next level. I'm about that too.
But fam, that changes, bro.
Yeah.
That changes.
Yeah.
Like throughout seasons, like, you know what I'm saying? Dang, we're not talking about
we gonna have a we definitely gonna have our own little brunch.
Season 3.
We can talk after.
We're going to have our own little conversation after this. Before we let everybody go into their respective places, I did want to ask you all, what are you doing for December? Now, let me give a disclaimer. I know people like to do these New Year's resolutions and all the other stuff, but what are you doing personally for yourselves, whether it's a tradition or just a routine, to kind of go into the next year, wrapping up this year? Like, what does your Decembers look like?
Like this? Okay.
Whatever way y'all want to go.
All right, say no more. So.
Let's go, Mayor.
Mayor Frankie.
You know, I learned something valuable this year. Like, really setting goals for myself. That's something I've never done. It's like, I'm going to just do it. So next year, in Miami, I'm going to be opening up a business, right? Okay. Should I Holy Spirit? Nah, not yet. I'm going to be opening up a business. That's 1. 2, I'm gonna announce my candidacy. Okay. 3, I'm gonna be more vulnerable enough to my population that I serve, and really like showing you guys what's going on. So a documentary is coming out of me actually being homeless on the streets, firsthand. So y'all get like how it feels to be homeless, morning, noon, night. You know what I'm saying? Like however. Ain't gonna shower, ain't gonna do none of that. That's gonna come out very soon. Wow. And really loving myself, understanding myself, because you know throughout the seasons I've changed. So like I never got the time to like really sit down and be like, man, Frank, bro, you ugly, or you know, I'm just playing, like you know, like really loving myself, like, because I'm still getting to know me. But in the same breath, like I'm happy you said that, fam, because like having a wife as well, like it's like. Throughout seasons, she's changing as well, and my kids are changing. So when I feel comfortable, it's like, hey, what you talking about? I don't like apple juice. Like, what you talking about? I bought you like 10 apple juices. She don't like that. So really being tapped into like my present and understanding, you know, my calling. And again, shouts out to y'all boys, man. You know what I'm saying? The ladies, I love y'all, but y'all.
Okay, tap in.
Facts.
What am I doing for December? I'm getting ready to go to New York to see the Golden State in the Knicks game. Yeah, 4 seats. And I've never been to New York, so I'm excited. I'm gonna do all of that, and just ready for Christmas. Christmas is my favorite holiday, so I'm ready to be watching Christmas movie, baking cookies,
And Cook Gigi was throwing it down.
I seen that.
I love y'all.
Except for December, I mean, just really aligning myself for 2023. It started in October because I don't like to wait till like the year is here and then get started. But the biggest thing is aligning myself with the people that I want to be in partnerships with, and then aligning myself for more help too. You know what I'm saying? Because going back to business, I had to break my business, you know, get people up out of there, then restructure things. And now it's like, all right, 2023, this is where we're going to, you know, get the ship back to where we want it to be at. So that's the thing that I'm really focusing on outside of preparing myself, you know, to be a husband. Yeah, feel me? But yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
As I close out 2022, something that's always been important for me is not to get lost in the busyness of this season, between family, all them emails and texts from Fashion Nova, just really taking the time to be still and really present in the moment, because, I mean, we're making it through another year, so really being able to take the time and be present in that, because it hasn't been easy. Some days have been good, bad, and different. And so that's kind of something that I am very intentional about doing, just because, you know, then when January comes, next thing you know, you're in July. And so taking some time to be still, but then also, like Ken said, about, you know, preparing for 2023. And I think that being candid, I have been having an internal battle about, like, what gets to come into 2023, what I'm leaving behind in 2022, and what that looks like for me. So being very specific with myself about what I want that to look like. So really being still and then deciding what goes into 2023, and just really being present with my family and my loved ones, because, you know, a crazy world. So that's what the end of 2022 looks like. 2023, I will be on my quest for a man.
Give it to us. Give it to us.
And so,
Give it to us.
I said 2020 was my year of the man, but the pandemic happened. They came in and ruined that. And so, 2023, we live.
We up. We outside.
This time.
Okay, for real. 2023. I don't discriminate. I participate. I'm looking for a husband. My ring size is a size 9, and so that's another space I want to be intentional in. Let me stand up because I'm serious. All right, next.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, that's a good energy.
You're gonna get a comedian too, a wife and a comedian.
She worked
Best
out
of
too,
both
y'all.
worlds.
I work
Best of
out.
both worlds.
Okay.
Well, good. During this month, the most important thing I've been working through is like my mental and getting myself prepared for next year because 2023 gonna be the biggest year of my life.
I know that's right.
We got the lounge opening back up in 2 months.
Legacy.
We got the lounge opening back up in 2 months.
Oh, y'all heard that in 2 months. Say it again.
The lounge opening back up in 2 months.
2 months.
We just got the walls up with that. We starting the kids, the next gen. Our first class starts in January. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, we got
Clarence been
me and
wanting a
Mike
baby.
starting on the dealership. We just got the auction license.
Come on.
Big money, Mike.
Period.
We got a lot of things.
Okay.
A lot of things in motion. So we just getting prepared and working myself mentally. Staying
My boy
focused.
sharing it because it's going to happen. All y'all listen.
I always been a person that speak. Like before it even happens, I always speak beforehand.
Happen.
Cause my tongue powerful. I don't mean to sound it, but I'm 100% gonna make that shit happen regardless. It probably ain't gonna happen during the time period that I want it to happen, but it's gonna happen over time.
It'll happen.
Sure.
Talk about it, honey. Talk about it.
Okay. So I'm also big on preparing for the new year. I don't wait till 2023 or whenever the new year's coming to cut this off, cut this out of my life. So I've actually been already plotting on the things I want to manifest for the new year because I did that last year and a lot of things did happen. I took time to write down on pen and paper things I wanted mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. It's come to pass. So as I spoke earlier about being, half intentional, I'm bringing more, being 100% intentional in things I do. So in this month, I've actually started denying myself certain things because it doesn't align with the future that I say I want. So that's what I've been working on.
That's big.
Let's go.
My December.
Let's go, Sean.
The fun stuff is booking trips for next year.
Okay.
The more business stuff is I'm focused on finishing the year strong, which is gonna build momentum in the next year. So it's like my momentum gonna carry me into next year, and I'm just I'm focused on okay, whatever I made this year, whatever my next goal is, okay, I paid life this much in dummy tax. So what do I have to do now to make up what I want to achieve next year? So it's that's what I'm really focused on in my business, and even now preparing ourselves with the building a nonprofit. Oh God, it's a lot of work.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Sean texts everybody with an exclamation mark. I'm like, God.
Check the email. Look in the notes. I just woke up, Sean.
We got a new sponsorship opportunity. Boom.
Hey, I'm just trying to capitalize on the opportunity because I ain't trying to sit there and let them bypass. So just putting people in place, putting things in place where I can kind of be more hands off, but hands on. It's I want to start working more on my business than in my business. So that's kind of what I'm focused on.
Use your microphone.
Yeah.
So for me, for December, actually, I have a 2-year-old who will be turning 3 next Saturday. So December, I guess I was just trying to get through the first part because there were some big things, including my 1-year anniversary. So now that part is done, I feel like my December is segmented. So now that one part is done, now I can deal with the middle part, which is my son's birthday and Christmas, and then then we go into the new year. But family, that that's continuous. But in regards to business, Kinesthetics only really gave, like how she was saying, half intention. Just wait till next year, because it's getting like 100% my intention. Like everything is intentional. Like I've seen what half can get me. I can't even imagine what all my intention can get me. So
And if you want a little taste, on the table in the corner,
period. Oh,
Aesthetics has some products. Yeah.
Listen, keep people in your corner.
Okay. Who gonna promote you at the drop of a dime? Amen.
Don't forget, December 14th, Frankie Pierre Paul Day. Yeah. Miami. Frankie Pierre Paul Day.
So how we celebrating?
We're gonna be celebrating December 31st at Soup Jumu down in Miami.
Okay.
Soup Jumu, yeah. We're gonna have
June.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna be posting. Yeah, Soup Jumu. You know.
What time?
Well, I'm gonna be pulling up at 9 p.m. They're gonna be honoring.
I'm pulling up with Gigi in the all white pearl.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in the back seat, Gigi.
It's all white. Pull up. Y'all be my guest. All white.
All white.
Yeah,
we
love to see that.
Gotta be.
We love to see that.
All right.
Of course.
Yeah.
We're gonna have new
We love
look.
to see it.
We're gonna have all that. Yeah, all that. So y'all tap in, man. December 14th.
I love that. I love that.
Frankie Pierre Paul Day.
I love that. Okay.
Let's go.
Congratulations.
Thanks for that. I was trying to figure out what I was gonna do for New Year's.
And there it is.
Church.
Celebrating Frankie Pierre Paul Day. We love it.
Absolutely. Y'all be my special guest. Y'all gotta pay no tickets. I'll take
Okay.
care of y'all.
But yeah, shout out to all of those. I know for myself and my brand, something I've done with my family that I've added to my brand was creating a hundreds list. And so my family and I, we would write down 100 things. I know 100 sound like a very large number, but 100 things, and it goes back into the categories that Imani mentioned. So financially, mentally, physically, spiritually, you literally can write down 100 things in however many categories you need to. But we will write those things down and really work to actively do those. So I will always create a TGM challenge with that. This year, I'm not doing that. Don't look at my page, because it ain't gonna be on there. I do believe that it is inventory season. I think that a lot of the times we will write down realistic goals, realistic affirmations, realistic plans, but we don't have the capacity to work towards those things, or we don't have the resources at the time to actually make that tangible. And so I think that it is important that I really prioritize taking inventory of my year, because I've done a lot of things. Let me say this on camera, okay? Hosting my stuff is what I do. Hosting other people's stuff. I've been out here winging y'all on a wing and a prayer. Okay, so glory be to God, because He make this look real easy up here. But literally just thinking about what has happened in the year, just for me personally and professionally. But also there's just been a very big transition that's happened to me internally. So it's really just like, what happened? What's going on? What's in front of me? What did I lose? What did I gain? Like really looking at what's in front of me to then figure out, okay, what do I need to take over? What do I need to redo? What do I need to rebuild? So yes, we not writing down 100 things. If you want to, please do. If you want to look at the old challenges, videos, and instructions, they're on the page, honey, at the God of Millennial. Please, MILLENNIAL. I don't know how y'all be smelling millennial nowadays, but I will not be conducting that challenge this year.
Spelling.
It be the grammatical errors, it be the vocabulary, like Jesus.
I gotta stop moving too fast.
But really, taking inventory, and let me also say this publicly, I'm working Frankie. I'm gonna say this to you. I need you. Okay? I already got these fools. I'm working on Sean, but I need you. All right. Next year we are working on a conversation party for men. We are working on a conversation party for women. We are working on a conversation party for everybody. Again, women, y'all not invited. Okay, to the man space. Men, y'all not invited.
Mine gotta come with me.
But I gotta make sure he even qualified while you in the man space.
Conversations.
You right.
Bet them out for me.
Yes.
Hold on, Ty. What's the conversation we got coming up?
We got a men's conversation.
Come on, talk about it.
21st.
Talk about it.
Bro, you good.
Listen,
You good, bro?
Bro, you good conversation.
Bro, you good. Okay.
Good.
And in this conversation here, the women, y'all just shut up. You know.
Oh, so they invited.
Y'all invited, but y'all gonna let us men vent and Get our side out.
Okay, well, tap into Social House West Palm Beach, y'all, so they can get more information on the event. Please follow everybody that is up here. Tap in with them. Support Black businesses. Support entrepreneurship. Tap in if you need any additional resources, any insight. If they said anything tonight that really resonated with you and you kind of want to chop it up with them about it. Thank y'all so much for coming back. Thank you, Kay, for joining us. Thank you, Vaneffi, for coming from behind that camera and letting the people see you. Thank y'all so much for just the gems, the vulnerability, the authenticity that y'all bring. I know Clarence had a final message as well.
I just want to thank everybody today from seeing y'all start from when y'all started from. Stop smiling so much. For seeing what y'all started from, started from, and where y'all at now is remarkable. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just got to keep yourself level-headed, keep working hard, and stay prayed up. I love all y'all. Y'all can hold me accountable. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get on my nerves, especially. It's good, in a good way. In a good way. I knew that
nerve getting.
But in a good way though. In a good way. And just to see like before we can sit here and have a genuine conversation and get everything off, it's very good. So, look, y'all keep it pushing. 2023. Be safe. Let's get to the new year and let's all touch a meal.
Like that.
I also, I have one last message.
Mr. Brockett said that again.
Go touch a meal. Everybody touch a meal next year.
What, 2 or more are in one room. Hallelujah.
And agree.
Just reach up and grab it.
I have one final message too before we go. And I feel like I can, speak for everyone, might not, but just want to thank God for another year. This is our end of the year, fourth quarter, Legacy Cultivation. And as we go into 2023, Psalm 130, verse 5, I am counting on you. I am counting on the Lord. I put my hope in your word as we think about what we want to manifest, our visions, our dreams, our goals.
Wow.
From my mouth to God's ears, we going to do it. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
Let go.